Hello everyone. I have here a bm30 787-8 RC airplane. This guy is 3 channels. All you got is elevator and these 2 brushed EDFs here, I think 30 millimeter. You got like a 548 millimeter wingspan, so it's a pretty wide plane. But I got this for $70 Canadian on AliExpress, and that's after a coupon, so I'd say it's pretty good value. So without any crapola, let's get this guy in the air and show you how nice it flies. Now, it being a 3 channel, you can't really do many tricks with it. All you can do is a loop-de-loop. But yeah, that's how easy it is to get it started. I have the stock battery that it comes with here, 4 AAAs in the remote, and now it's ready to fly after about 2 hours of charging the battery. So the nice firm straight toss with full throttle, and then bringing it down to half, it should get it in the air. So for what it is, it actually does go pretty fast, but you can get it to fly kind of slow. Just, it can be kind of squirrely in high winds. So if you're going to try and fly it slow or do it scale, it's best to do that on a nice calm day. Today has been weird. It's calm right now, but just when we came out it was windy, so it's tough to tell exactly what we're going to get. Now, as you can see, it's pretty good at saving itself from tip stalls like that because of those 2 brushed EDFs, which have alternating thrust, or what's the word? Differential thrust, yeah. So that differential thrust helps it get out of those tight turns, and is actually what causes it to turn in the first place, because there are no ailerons on this at all. But as you can see, it's a nice little cruiser. Good little thing to fly around on a nice day like this, and for 70 bucks, I'd say it's really worth it. Now, I want to see if I can up the ante a bit here and give you guys a barrel roll. Cameraman, make sure to get a nice clear shot of this. All right, so there are 2, I guess, turning rates for this. And I'd recommend keeping it in the first turning rate, which I have it for now. But when I do the barrel roll, I'm going to jump it to the second. I'm just trying to get us a good angle here so we can have an optimal barrel roll. And here we go. Woo! And that was our roll. And then I immediately switched it back to the low rate so I can have good control of it. Because as you saw, when I dipped down to get more power for that, it really went down. That second rate is really strong. But I am having absolutely no troubles flying it right now. And actually, I have the motors off. It's just gliding. Beautiful thing. Now, even when you have the engines entirely off, when you turn, it will activate the one engine for the differential. So having the engines off won't just fully kill the motors like it does on some other planes. So you're still able to control it. With the stock battery, you'll maybe get about 6 minutes of, and there it goes. I got it too tight of a tip stall, but it's actually a great example of its durability. This is made of EPP foam, which means it is a nice flexible foam that could crumple or bend in a nice crash. Now, I've seen a video online of the one of planes like these crashing and the engine actually snapping off because it has a plastic bracket. But I'm sure that that was a very light crash because it had a good spiral. And like I expected, this thing is fine. Okay, so this is the stock battery that it came with, and after that flight, it is at 3.9 volts, and it usually cuts out at 3.7 minimum. And if you know your batteries, they usually go up to 4.2 volts when you start to fly it. But 3.7 is where it's going to drain from. since that's at 3.9, you probably could have gotten maybe a good 2 minutes or minute and a half of extra flight out of that. But what you'll notice with these used batteries is they're actually very warm to the touch, because these two engines are drawing a lot of power out of this one small 1S battery. But I loaded a older battery that has 3.7 volts, and I'm now going to demonstrate to you the power voltage cutoff alarm. So it tells you when you're too low in battery. So going, flying. Okay, so it'll start to beep after it's running for a bit, and you still have control, although it's about half power, but that's plenty enough to bring it down for a nice landing without any issue. Now, I'm not too sure because I haven't set this up with my nicer transmitter yet, but I do believe that this would have telemetry because of that cutoff, when it knowing how to do it. I have loaded in the stock battery that it came with, and I'm going to now demonstrate a nice smooth landing just to show you that it can land nicely. And it does have optional landing gear, so you can have a nice smooth landing on pavement, but I opt to not have it on to have that nice scale look, because it really does look like a scale 787-8, because the -8 is the shorter variant. No, plane nerd. Now, I did remove some of the paint there, and I made a middle channel there, which was not there before, to add the realism, because there is no 787 that has just a flat windscreen as this originally came. So that's a little detail that I recommend adding if you enjoy details. Now, onto the landing. Now remember, this is the stock battery that it came with at 3.9 volts. So this is to further demonstrate that it has plenty enough power remaining. Now, if that had wheels, it would be butter. As smooth as that landing was, I'm going to try and get one a bit closer so you can see it. But yeah, when you throw it nice and straight like a spear, it takes off no issue. All right, I'm going to go around you there. And here we go. Engine off. Gliding, a little bit of power, and that's fine. Just a little post-editing side notes. This plane actually has plenty of features. So there is an on-off switch on this, so you can load up a battery and not worry about having that be on all the time. Load it up and then bring it out and then flip on the switch. Don't know if it would drain a bit though. And you can see there's a little plug there for lights. So if you buy a little light kit, you can attach lights to this. And one of the buttons on the controller activates or deactivates that, as well as a little red light in the fuselage there that comes out of one of the holes. So, I mean, I personally think that this is an amazing plane for the price. I hope that you think the same after my little demonstration there. For 70 bucks Canadian, it's a steal. It flies amazing, it's nice and stable. You know, on a decently windy day like today, it can handle itself. Has plenty of features. I mean, dual 30mm EDF for 70 bucks, even though it's 3-channel, it could be your first EDF. Now, I wouldn't recommend this to be a first beginner plane because it does have its quirks and it has some stuff that you got to kind of have a feel for to know how to get out of. But aside from that, like I said, it could very well be your first EDF. And I just noticed now it's a very mosquito-y day out today, and this thing chopped up a couple mosquitoes, had a few bird strikes out there. But yeah, no, definitely a 10 out of 10 from AliExpress. But thank you guys for watching, and I'd like to give a shout out to Corey, Buckeye Nation 2026. If you're seeing this, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, thank you guys.